Welcome back, mathematicians. Our next installment is going to be about exponents. Luckily, Vocabulary has a song to lead us into exponents and give us some background knowledge and schema. So sit back and enjoy.
To the island of exponents. 2 to the power of 9. Multiply 2 by itself 9 times. 3 to the power of 3 is 3 times 3 times 3. You see? 10 to the power of 5. Multiply 10 by itself 5 times. 4 to the power of 4 is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 for sure. We get it in with exponents, the tiny numbers that pack a punch. Let's begin. Exponents are little numbers that ride on the shoulders of a base number, alright? Exponents tell you to multiply, but don't multiply the exponent by the base that it rides, cause that's a common mistake. Hold up, wait, pump the brakes. 3 to the 9th isn't 3 times 9, it's 3 times 3, 9 times. Or take 2 to the power of 5. If you said 10, you need help, Einstein. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 32. So get wild and excited like an expo. To reach your exponential potential, now let's go. 2 to the power of 9. Multiply 2 by itself 9 times. 3 to the power of 3 is 3 times 3 times 3. You see? 10 to the power of 5. Multiply 10 by itself 5 times. 4 to the power of 4 is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 for sure.
Okay, so just to review, the location of an exponent is a little number high and to the right of a regular or base number. So in this case, the 3 is what we call our base number, and the 4 is called the exponent. When you are writing exponents and base numbers, you need to make sure that you are extra careful and that you write neatly, because if you make the 4 too big, it can quickly look like 34 instead of 3 to the 4th power, which is very different. Don't worry about writing anything into your notebook yet. After we go through some notes, we will sum it all up in our notebooks and I'll tell you exactly what to write. The definition of an exponent tells how many times a number is multiplied by itself. So the base number is the star of the show, and they are on the stage as many times as the exponent says. So for instance, 3 to the 4th power means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Notice how the base is 3, so it takes the center stage. Just like in reading, since 3 is a bigger number, it's more important. So it's the one that is the star of this show. This 4 gives the stage directions, how many times that base number appears on stage. So in this case, it appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times. How we read an exponent. This exponent is read 3 to the 4th power. So you read the base number first and then the exponent. This one is called 3 to the 2nd power, or we can say 3 squared. And we'll look in our notebooks why this is a specific type of exponent. This is another unique exponent, which we could say 3 to the 3rd power, or we could say 3 cubed. Again, we'll look closer in our notes about why we call that 3 cubed. Now we're going to practice reading some of these exponents. So when I show them to you, I want you to think in your head how you would read them, and then I will tell you. This first one, you should have said 3 to the 2nd power, or 3 squared. You need to make sure that you understand 3 squared means 3 to the 2nd power, because in word problems they will often write 3 squared instead of 3 to the 2nd with the number. So you need to make sure that if you read 3 squared, you understand the exponent is going to be a 2. Let's try another. This would be read 2 to the third power, or 2 cubed. Hopefully you said in your head 6 to the 5th power. And this one is 7 to the 4th power. Hopefully you got those correct. What is the exponent? Well, in this case, it would be 3 because our base number 2 appeared on the stage 3 times. So it would be 2 to the third power, or 2 cubed. What would be the exponent here? Hopefully you said 2. Again, our base number, the star of the show, appeared on stage 2 times. So the stage direction is 2. What is the exponent for this problem? Hopefully you said 5 to the 4th power. Again, our star of the show, base number 5, appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we would write the exponent 4, little and up to the top. Let's try another. What is this base and their exponent? Hopefully for the base, you thought of the star of the show. What's the most important piece of this number sentence? 8. Then you're thinking, how many times did this base number appear? 4. Biggest number, 1, 2, 3, 4 times gives us the exponent 4. Let's try this one. What is the base number? Hopefully you said 7. 7 is the star of the show, most important, so that's why it's the biggest number. What would be the exponent in this number sentence? In this case, it would be 5 because it appears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So there's our stage direction or exponent, 5. Let's try another. Hopefully you said 9 squared, or 9 to the 2nd power. Again, 9 is our base number. It's the most important, so it's the biggest number here. And then it appears 1, 2 times, so that is our exponent. Now, what do we do when we figure out that 3 to the 4th power equals 3 times 3 times 3 times 3? Well, you simply multiply it out each time. So multiply 3 times 3, which is 9. Then you would multiply 9 times 3 to get 27. And then you take 27 times 3 to get 81. So the value of 3 to the 4th power is is equivalent to 81. What is the base and the exponent in this standard form? And you might also have it written as, or in your books, they might ask you to write each power as a product of the same factor. Remember, our factors are our numbers that we multiply together. And then it'll say, find the value. So in this case, 4 squared would be, think in your head, 16, because it is 4 times 4, which equals 16. 2 cubed, if we found the value of 2 cubed, what would we do for that number? You should multiply 2 times 2 times 2, which would equal 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So the value or standard form would be 8. 3 squared, what does that mean? It means 3 times 3, which would equal 9. This one, read it out loud to you, or read it in your head. Hopefully you said 5 to the 3rd power, or 5 cubed. What would be the value of 5 cubed? 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. Now that we've gone over some of those basics, we're going to write them down in our math notebook. So if you could turn to your table of contents and you want to write exponent notes, and that should be page 48 in your notebooks. Once you have that written, turn. It should be the page after your factors and multiples notes, and it's always on the right side of your notebook. So we're going to mark this page 48, and we're going to label this exponents. The first thing we're going to do is label the parts of exponents, and hopefully from the song and from the PowerPoint you know that this number is called the base. Please make sure you write everything in your notebook that I write in mine. When we have this little number up to the top, halfway up to the top above the number, that is called our exponent. Again, make sure that when you are writing exponents, you are extra neat, because 3 to the 4th power, if your 4 is too big, can quickly get confused with 34. Now, the exponent our little number up here tells us how many times a base number, which in this case is 3, is multiplied by itself. So 3 to the 4th power, and let's do a little speech bubble over here that shows us how to read this. 3 to the 4th power really equals 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. I like to visualize a movie star who is very vain, and that's why they are the biggest. And then this is the little director telling them how many times they get to appear on stage. So if this 3 is big and most important, he's got to take the center stage, and this little guy here tells him how many times he gets to be on stage, and how many times, because we need to multiply these numbers times themselves. Let's add that little note that the base number is most important. It's bigger. We know this because it's bigger. And it should take center stage. We are going to stop here with this video. You will need to go to the website and you will need to watch Exponents Part 2 to get the rest of the notes that are required. Thanks for stopping in today.